Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video we are going to draw some basic flowers with these needle pen. If you don't have these needle pen, don't worry, you can use normal ball pen also to start with. So let's start with today's video. So with the help of pencil first, we are going to draw the basic guideline, and for the first flower I am creating an oval shape like this. The direction of the oval shape defines the perspective of your flower. So this one is more tilted towards the left side, and at the base I have a little outgrowth, basically the base of the flower. And then you can define the leaf. Because this one is inspired by marigold flower, I am creating a leaf like that only. So I have created a string, and then around that particular string I have multiple little pointed and longer leaves to make it look like this is one leaf altogether. Now I'm using size 03 needle pen. You can use little bigger and little smaller, up to your choice. And then you can start creating the petals. I am creating center part more towards the upward direction, and then around it you can start creating small petals. So to start with, you can create smaller petal, and as you are moving towards the downward direction, the petal size is bigger. So keep repeating the same thing, adding more and more petals to fill the whole oval shape that we have created. And because of the center part is more towards the upward direction, the perspective of the flower is side, and because the perspective of flower is side, we can see the base of the flower. So this is the green bigger structure that we see at the base of the marigold. And then as a part of shading and detailing, you can do some cross hatching for that particular area to make it little darker. So hatching means creating the parallel line close to each other. The closer these lines are, the darker shade you will get. And cross hatching means creating cross line around those parallel line. And I have traced everything with the help of pen first when it comes to the leaf, and then you can do a little bit of shading and detailing around the leaf area as well. So either you can do some hatching, so basically creating the parallel line. These parallel line could be of any direction. Either you can do it diagonally or you can create a straight line. So it is totally depend on you what kind of shading you needed. And in the petal area I am creating few small lines around each petals that I have to get little extra texture around my petal area. Although these things are totally optional, these things are not needed if you are interested in painting. Although we are focusing on drawing, so we are doing all these things to beautify. Now let's start with another flower. So for this particular flower I am creating a round shape. Then below to the round shape I have two structure little bit oval kind of pattern towards left and right, and little bigger, longer and thicker leaf for this particular flower. So this one is the iris flower, and this is the basic guideline for the iris. And we are going to add petals into this particular flower with the help of pen directly. So I have created something like this with the help of pencil as a basic guideline. Now with the help of pen you can start filling the circle, and you can create a big petal like this, little zigzag or a wavy pattern around the edge. And I have created 3 petals left and right, one in the center and few smaller petal here to fill the circle basically. So we need to fill the circle. These are the petals towards the upward direction, and then 2 petals we have more towards the downward direction, left and right. So that is why we have created the outline for this particular flower, something like this, so that we can have an idea what kind of flower we can draw. And then at the base you can have a little darker color, so you can do some cross hatching around that particular area as a part of shading. Now you can create stem and you can trace the leaf as well. Now for the leaf also you can do some hatching or some contouring. So the difference between hatching and contouring is, in the hatching we create a straight line, does not matter in which direction you are creating, and in the contouring you go with the object flow. So basically you can create lines as per the object shape that you have. So something like this I have created as a part of shading and detailing, and to beautify the leaf area as well. And for the petals I want to keep it on the lighter side only, so with the help of very soft hand I am adding lines on both the direction, from the tip of the petal area and from the base of the petal as well. So in both side you can have little darker color, and in the center you have lighter shade, and that is what we needed as a part of shading for this particular flower. And with this particular step we are done with this particular flower as well. Let's do some cross hatching for this particular leaf, because this one is little bigger, so I want little different texture. So basically you will get different texture when you do hatching and when you do cross hatching. So let's move to the next one. So in this one you need a string like this. Maybe you can create two string like this, and then little outgrowth, a teardrop kind of pattern, and then the base of the flower. And for this particular flower also we need little bigger longer leaf, but you can keep it little rounded from the top or from the tip of the leaf. And as a flower I am going to create 3 petals like this at distance, and a few smaller petal you can have in the center. So these flowers are snowdrop flower, and I have created 2 flower like these, so you can have multiple flower as well. And that is all we needed for this particular flower. Let's trace everything with the help of pen, and then we are going to do a little bit of extra shading and detailing like we are doing for other flowers as well. So nothing fancy as such. Whatever we have done for other flowers, we are exactly going to repeat the same thing for this particular flower. For this particular leaf I am going to do some hatching. So basically I am going to create parallel line from the center towards the edge of the leaf, and for the flower I am going to do soft shading basically. So with the help of very soft hand you can do little bit of shading and detailing around the petal area. So that's all needed for this particular flower. So nothing fancy as such, so keep doing it, and then we are going to move into the next flower. Now we are done with this one as well. Now in this one I am creating a U shape like this, and then at the top of U shape I have a oval kind of shape, and then around it you can have few petals, little pointed and thicker. And this flower is daffodil, and you can have a stem. And for this particular flower as well we need little longer leaf, so creating similar to what we have done for the previous flower that we have. So this is the outline. Now let's trace everything quickly. So once done with the tracing part, for the leaf I am creating some diagonal line this time, and diagonal line from both sides. So basically I have one center line and I am creating these diagonal line from both sides. Likewise you can repeat the same thing for second leaf as well. And for the flowers I am going to keep the center part little darker, and for the petals I am again doing the soft shading from both the side. So basically with soft hand you can have some fine lines to make that particular area a little darker and to get little texture as well. And same thing I'm repeating for all the petals that we have. And for this particular structure I'm going around and I'm creating some cross hatching, doing it multiple times from different direction to make it little darker. And this particular oval shape I need just few lines from all the direction, and that's all we needed for this particular flower. And we are done with this particular flower as well. Now let's move to the last one. And last one is the simplest one. This one is the sweet pea flower, and for these flowers we don't need too much structure. So basically we need one big petal, one smaller petal for one single flower. You can have some folded pattern around the petal area, and same ways you can have few more flowers in your composition. So basically I am creating only 2 flowers having 2 petals into it. You can have 3 petals as well, and then around it you can have some vines like this. These are the fine vines which we usually see into the sweet pea, and a few leaf like these. So these are the simple basic leaf structure. So that's all needed as a part of guideline. Now let's trace everything quickly with the help of pen. We have traced everything. Now for the folded pattern I need this particular structure little darker, so I'm going around that particular area and I'm doing cross hatching in these area to make these area a little darker. At the base we have some fine element, these are sepals, so those area also we need little darker. And for the leaf again I'm doing hatching like we did for other few leaves in today's video. And for the petal area I'm again going to do little soft shading so that we can have little lighter texture around the petal area. And this is the last step for the last flower that we have for today's video. I hope this video is easy and simple to follow, and please do subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. And thank you so much for watching my videos, supporting my videos. This means a lot to me. And see you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.